break it down.
Break it down. We will. Thank you so much, Pyrotechnics. Let's quickly touch on picks and bans as they were so incredibly crazy in Game 1. We said for Fnatic they have to go back to what they know works, and I think in this one they did succeed. What did you make of their comp?
Yeah, first of all, the most important part is put Fabivin on an assassin. Please do it. The Cho'Gath didn't work. It was worth a try. Game 1, you can kind of fool around a bit, but in Game 2 they did the right thing. Put him on an assassin, LeBlanc is open, perfect pick for him, and he dominated the game.
And I think we do have to keep talking about this Lee Sin top. I'm still not convinced. Yes, there was a couple of good flanks and some knockbacks. I think the mobility of Lee Sin allowed Fnatic to pick the team fights they wanted to in the mid to late game, but I'm still not sold. I think they have to try find something else that can work, because Huni as a player, we've constantly talked about his top lane champion pool. If it's not like a carry, he doesn't tend to perform particularly well. He's trying this Lee Sin smite. It's worked in one, it hasn't worked in the other. Let's see if he sticks with it for the rest of the series.
All right, then let's talk about the early and the mid game we kept our eye on, because we've said in the pregame, if H2K falls behind against a team like Fnatic, they might not be able to fall back. But we have a very good replay exemplifying that they do try and that they put the pedal to the metal when they have a chance.
They definitely do. And the big thing to note is Fnatic had kept Odoamne Shen down for so long. But over the next few minutes, he was able to farm himself back up. Now, this particular team fight is Fnatic using their comp effectively. Huni actually teleported in behind, used the skirmish power that Lee Sin has in his kit, and Fnatic get 2 kills. You think, great, now they're going to put some pressure on tower, but then as a team, they seem to just overcommit and maybe get a little too greedy.
Yeah, absolutely. They weren't on the same page here, as you can see. Yellow start going in for the flank, so they want to make the pick on Ryu, while Steelback is just hitting the tower. So effectively, they have no damage on Ryu, and Ryu is just free to do whatever he wants to. Nunu is not able to do any damage, and then you got Yarden coming in as a Jinx, who's putting out huge damage. And this brings them out to a position where they can actually turn this one around and take turrets in the process. You see, they just push, they have the Jinx, the passive is great for it, they take the first turret. Fnatic can't defend, Fabivin tries to, but yeah, the pick on Steelback is just too much.
Yeah,
should have flashed that.
I agree, Flash was still available for Steelback, got caught out. Eventually, H2K will take this tower, but look at Fnatic, they're scattered, they're panicking, they're not on the same page, and this is something we've seen from Fnatic as a team. When they are not dictating the tempo of the game, their decision-making is scattered. Again, more CC connects, and eventually H2K are going to take this tower as well.
You want to have the front line, and when Huni and Rainover both are below 50%, Fabivin has to step forward, he gets caught himself, and then the result is 2 turrets for H2K.
Yeah, the thing that's very smart to note around that, important to note, Fnatic actually had a very good play. The teleport into 2 kills, and their decision-making was good on the mid-tower. The problem is because they became disjointed in the decision-making, H2K then found an opportunity, which then they pressed and got more away from the deal. So Fnatic's plan backfired so heavily because of H2K's decisiveness in their reactive play.
Yep. But right after that, H2K falls into this pattern to me of this worked and we got the counter engage and we pushed through and that worked for us. Even though we have a late game comp, we're going to try and get the picks off and we're going to try and fight where we shouldn't.
Yeah, like the Drake fight that's coming up as a next
let's put that up as a
perfect example for a fight you should not have taken. You got Huni on Lee Sin with the smite and you got a Nunu. So there is no way that you're going to smite steal this one. The first thing you have to do is decide, either I'm going to trade for an objective or I'm going to team fight way earlier. Fnatic in this situation already committed. And as you can see from the backline, Steelback is just untouched. Like, you can't smite steal this Drake. There's no chance. And then just look at the positioning of Steelback. He is untouched, takes the first kill, puts out huge amount of damage, and got completely ignored by everyone from H2K. The only one who really cares about him is Ryu, as we can see up in the follow-up. And he's all alone, with everyone peeling for Steelback. So this team fight, just a bad decision-making from H2K.
I agree, and H2K have been gifted a very long laning phase. Cassiopeia and Jinx were given an extensive period of time thanks to those tower trades early on. Had H2K just given that dragon up, maybe farmed themselves up to fight a little later, things could have gone very differently. Because of those kills, the dragon and the waves that Fnatic could then pick up, they got themselves a 3,500 gold lead that Fnatic then used their mobility and their map control to close out the match.
Yeah, one last thing that also exemplified the fact that H2K was a little bit struggling and coming back. You pointed on when I believe it was the second time they tried to go for Baron. They didn't set up any vision before that at all. They had one ward on Baron, and they are so good at controlling the vision in those early stages of the game and setting it up for objectives. But from behind, it worked versus you guys. It doesn't work versus a team like Fnatic.
That's exactly the absolute correct point. It worked against us because we weren't that decisive and not that strategical format as Fnatic is. But against Fnatic, they are just too routine. Like, if they have the lead in the mid game, they're going to snowball the thing at home.
Yeah, and super short point to add on there as well. The fact that Kassin was not on a heavy engaged support, the Thresh a little bit more reactive, a little bit more peel-oriented, meant that they didn't have the same opportunities and tools. So we need to see how his champion pool will be affected in the rest of the games.
Yeah, this time it's time for H2K to adapt, and for now we need to take a break, but when we return, Fnatic get another shot on the blue side of the Rift in Game 3. Don't touch that browser, we'll be right back.
Don't get like too relaxed over it because like the hard part is just coming right now.
Okay guys, really high communication all the time. Okay, I don't want anyone to be thinking about the last game. This is a new game.
Lulik's a little bit low here, but here comes Huni with the kickback, and that's gonna be first blood. The fight's not over yet. Rainover throws down the absolute zero. Huni comes in, but he eats a rocket in mid-transit. Yarden moving around the side, trying to pick off Febib, but steal back, moving forward.
Rainover is
He's gonna throw down the absolute
Wow,
zero.
Ryu!
A ton of damage firing him down, but they don't have enough to finish it off. Meanwhile, rocket intercepted as Yarden flashes away after the fact. Monsoon to keep Fnatic healthy. And Fnatic, at about 35 minutes into the game, are gonna even the score at 1-1.